Hello, hello, everyone. Let's see those smiles. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. We are waiting on several others to come in. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and heat up that chat. Let's heat up that chat and let's put in what is the best thing that you have going on for you this week personally. For you personally, your growth, whatever it may be. That is the first thing I want you to put in the comments today. Hello, Tammy. I'm sure you're probably invited by someone, I'm guessing. All right, by Heather. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Tammy. Go ahead and put in what you have going on this week that you would consider your best thing about you this week that you're doing. And I am going to find my backdrop. It looks like Heather has hers. Nadia, we don't have you one made yet, but we are working on your backgrounds now. So you will have them very soon. Aurelia, thank you for being here. I know you're all going to love Marla's talk today. I mean, what a blessing. She's going to talk about clarity. Don't we all need to be more committed and have better clarity? Every one of us, no matter how well we think we have it, there's always something out there we need to do different, better, pivot, change, grow. It's all about growth, right? All right. All right. Let me see what we put in the chat. A prosperity class at the church. Oh, Aurelia, that sounds like greatness right there. Wowzer. You're going to have to learn a lot and then come back and teach us what they taught you. I have a new ambassador sign up this week with my health and wellness business. Congrats, Heather. Wow, that's awesome. Tammy, simplifying my life and my business. You know, Tammy, that is an ongoing chore. It will always be an ongoing thing. And that's okay because with growth, you must change. And that is simplicity is my favorite thing. And don't sweat over the things that are not as big as you think they are. If the laundry's one day behind, don't sweat it. It'll still be there when you get to it. I had to learn that. That used to really bother me. And then when my children grew up and had children, I'm like, oh, that laundry doesn't matter. I'm going to go play with the grandbabies. All right. Oh, well, you know what? You will miss one day, Tammy, when your daughter is not wanting your attention so often, so much. So, absolutely. Nadia, what do you have going on this week that you think is going to be the best part of your week? Collaboration. Yes. Collaboration. Yes. Nadia and I had a long talk about collaboration today. If you are not collaborating with one or more people in your lives, do it. Don't be scared. That is where your growth is. That's where the money is because you're building your businesses together to grow faster and stronger. And I did not collaborate as fast as I should have. But once I got it, I was there. I was there. So we had someone just sign up for Mojo right now. So we are still waiting on people to come in. So go ahead and put in your information that you just can't wait to give us that information so that how is the best way for us to reach you? That's what we need to know. What is the very best way for us to reach you? Is it by email, texting, phone number, messaging in Facebook, LinkedIn, email? I love text. I'm just going to tell you. If you need me on the dime, text me. I'm going to hear that more than anything. And then it's LinkedIn and Facebook. But, because you can't look at everything at the same time. So, yes. Here comes Dr. Lawana. Welcome, welcome. Tamara, Jen, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. The first thing that we put in the messenger in our chat was, what is the best thing that you are going to be doing this week for you? And I would love for you three to go ahead and put that in while we're waiting for Marla. And then let's go ahead after that, go ahead and put in, how do you want us to reach you? Aurelia says her phone number, and she does answer the phone. Wow, imagine. We have a few members, if they call you and you don't answer, they're like, why are you in business? But I'm going to tell you, if I don't know who it is, sometimes I answer, sometimes I don't, depending on what's going on. But I know if Aurelia calls me and I'm just sitting here making the next chore list or whatever, I will stop what I'm doing and pick up the phone and answer it. Jen, yes. Your .com email, yes. Absolutely. Oh, Jen, I'm going to go get my nails done this week too. They have grown out and I deserve it. That is one thing I do for me is my nails. And I love them to look different and unique and snazzy. And that's just how this girl is. I feel like $1 million when I go spend $50 to get my nails done.
You always like doing this, like you purposely like touch your face and stuff so people see you're like,
look at me.
Right? It was the worst during COVID, right? They're like, don't touch your face. And I'm like, but my nails.
I know. I love my nails. I don't get my hair done every 2 weeks, but, and now I found a tech that seriously, it can go 3 to 3.5 weeks and I'm still happy with it. So, all right. Our guest speaker, Marla Press. Welcome, Marla. Welcome. I hope your ears have been burning and we've been talking about you and what you're going to be talking about. That's right. I said, we all need to commit more and have more clarity. Come on. Always, always, always. So we have been putting our information in the chat. And what are you going to be doing? Your favorite thing this week you will be doing for yourself. And Jen and I was just talking about getting our nails done. But Aurelia's having a class at church. And then, Dr. Lawana's having her hair done. Heather's having a massage. So we've got a lot of things going on. Tamara must be on a phone. She's having audio issues. But Marla, we are going to turn the room over to you for the next 25-ish minutes. Take it away and teach us. Give us all your golden nuggets.
That's not at all what I'm going to do. Just saying. Not for something completely different. So here's the thing. Several of you have heard me speak numerous times, or at least once. Not all of you, but most of you have. And normally, just like I just did a speech recently, and it was 10 ways to wow and engage your audience. 10 ways. And I often give a lot of nuggets, but here's the thing. What I've noticed recently is that too many people are anxious. You are not getting what you want. You are not clear about what you want. and it's affecting your whole life. So tonight, for this wonderful, beautiful Monday, I want to talk about that. I want to get really real. And as many of you know that have heard me before, I always take you through exercises. I always try and help you to get something every time I talk and not just get information, but we go through exercises, or there's some sort of transformation, or you witness somebody transforming. And so I really want to get really real and raw with you guys tonight and invite all of you to do the same. I mean, the holidays were great last year, and then we had January. So we're all excited about 2024, and isn't this great? And then, it's kind of going along. The first quarter passed, and now we're in the second quarter, and a lot of people are not where they want to be. And a really, really important question to continually ask yourself, what do you want? Do you really, really know what you want? And have you committed to it? Yeah, that's really important. So when we've got two things going on today, it's the clear and it's the committed. And those are two really different things. And in the clarity piece, I want to talk about the clarity of what you want and the clarity of your message. So I often ask for volunteers. So just prep yourself. I'm probably going to ask for a volunteer, or at least for you to participate. But first, I really want to throw that out there to think about, what do you want for yourself, for your business? And have you increased the desire for it? So in my 6-month program, which is really comprehensive, we take a deep dive into increasing the desire, your heart's desire for what you want. And it's not a discussion, it's an exercise, as most things I do are, to really increase that desire. But for tonight, as far as we're going to get, is just ask yourself that question. Have you asked yourself recently, what do you want? Yeah. Anyone want to just call out? This is very informal. You can unmute yourself, stay unmuted. I like to hear from just one or two of you. Like, do you know what you want? And can you verbalize that? Yeah. Is it Aurelia? Am I pronouncing that?
Yes, Aurelia. Think of rah. I would like to become, never have to worry about money again by contributing to the health and well-being of others.
Yeah,
Because
beautiful.
health and the human body puts me in a sheer state of bliss.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And that is a great thing to want and have passion for and keep the desire up for. And so when we get to the next step, which is the clarity of your message, it's real important. I know there's a lot of health coaches, for example, or even a lot of life coaches, and they say, yeah, I want to, improve everyone's health. I want to have them be healthier and happier. But that's pretty vague. It's not specific. It's not clear. And so we're going to work on that a little bit too. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate it. Anybody else want to just say, what do you want? Are you clear about that?
So I want $20 million of investor money in my CRM ready to go to work.
Okay. So that is a great, great goal and a great thing to want. What do you want for yourself?
Well, from that, it is for myself, but it's still like my give back. Like, so I want my give back, which is for myself. And that is to dedicate an apartment complex solely for children who are aging out of foster care and will be homeless, and other homeless teenagers or children, really, right? So that's what I want for myself.
Yeah. So I'm going to be really direct here, as I usually am. That is amazing. That is absolutely wow. Like, you are so selfless and you are so giving. And that is an incredible goal. And my gosh, we need that. Absolutely. But that's not really for you. That's what you have to give. That's not for you. So my premise is that when you ask yourself, what do you want? It's okay to be selfish. It's okay, because that's where your business grows, is when you know what you're doing it for. Why are you doing it? Not just to change the world, not to help kids or adults or people in trauma, but why are you doing it for you? What do you really want for yourself? Because that increases motivation internally. It increases desire. It keeps the desire going through the ups and the downs, to really look at what do you want for you. And a lot of people in your position that are absolutely so selfless and so giving and such a big heart and so amazing, that a lot of times you lose yourself. And it's a really good practice to look at both. What do you want for others, but what do you want for yourself? Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, does that make sense, everybody? That it's not just about being selfish, but when you keep that up for yourself, hi, Tammy, when you keep that up for yourself, it really, hey, Tamara, it really, really increases your desire for everything and keeps you motivated. And in the business world, when there's all these ups and downs happening, you got to stay motivated through the ups and downs. And that's going to help you. Yeah. Does one more person want to say what they want?
Well, I like reading stories. Now that's for me.
Yes. Wonderful. Dr. Luana, that is great. You like reading, that gives you joy, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So we need to find that joy for ourselves, because especially, let me look around really quick, as pretty much all women business owners, we're very used to giving. And it's really important that we receive too, so we can sustain long term and keep growing our business. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. You write stories too, right? So you write stories, you love to read stories.
I have a lot of incomplete stories, but I get the satisfaction of reading. But when people come back and say, I love the sound of your voice, when you're reading a story, it helps soothe me, calm me. Even some say, I go to sleep by the sound of your voice.
Oh.
It gives me something that I don't get from other things.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. That's almost a lost art, but thank goodness it's not lost. Thank people like you. Yes. Wonderful. So let's talk about the clarity of your message, because this is a big piece, and I know I threw some psychology at you right off the bat, and you're like, ugh. But this is so important. It really, really is. And like I say, we take a deep dive in my speaker program, because it's so important to not look at your business as just this task thing you have to do, but how can you be your business? How can you sustain it long term? How can you keep the motivation? And how can you really grow it so that you get joy and you give joy to others? Really important. But let's talk about clarity of your message, because we only have so much time. I'm going to move on to that, because this is a tough one for a lot of people. And I was mentioning to Aurelia, it's like when you're a health and wellness coach, a lot of people, it's like, well, yeah, we all want health and wellness, but specifically, what am I going to get from you? So it's being specific. Other mistakes I see that people make in their message is using some jargon. And even though pretty much everybody knows those words, it's still not real relatable to them. So you want to always use words that are, we think we need to be unique and we need to be clever, and sort of, but we also need to be super clear so people can identify with us, know exactly what we do, who we serve, and how we solve their problems. So who feels like they have a message that they're not sure if it's clear and they would like some feedback? Are there any questions so far? Oh, look how clear I was. No questions. Okay, so okay, so yes, anyone have a message that they'd like to work on it? And I am direct, but I'm also very supportive. I'm not gonna, I'm not here to, it's not about making you look bad or saying you're wrong. It's not about that at all. It's just feedback. And I really want you to know that this is a safe space and it's just all for all of us growing. Everybody has the same issues as you to some degree. So we're all going to learn from this. Yes, LaDonna.
Okay, so so Marla, I have asked myself this question many times. Usually when I go to do my pitch, it's I love to teach others how to connect, network, and collaborate. That's three different things. Should I leave it three different things or break it down to one thing each time I speak? Does that make sense?
Yeah, great question. So it depends if you're doing a 1-minute marketing message or even a 2-minute speech, which a lot of times is all the time we have. You don't want to bring up three things because it is confusing and it's not clear. Now, if you're going to explain each of those in a half hour to an hour talk, then you can bring all three up. But what is the similarity? So collaborating and networking, you have to connect in order to do that, right? So that's really part of. So I don't think you need to say that separately. But some people just focus on affiliate marketing and collaborations, and they just want to do that. Some people just focus on networking, and you can focus on both. But if you're going to talk briefly, which one would you say you feel more strong about?
I don't know. I have a real strong passion. Sometimes I think I should put connecting and networking together, but a lot of people don't know how to go from real connections to real networking together. And majority of people really don't know the definition of collaboration or how to get there. So I think sometimes it's a lot. It's a lot to explain in 2 minutes. You cannot do it. And like you said, the majority of the time we have 2 minutes.
Yeah. So if I was going to coach you on how to do a 1 or 2 minute talk on what you do, you don't have to define it as networking versus collaborating, but you tell a story about how it doesn't work and then how you can help people make it work. Like, what do people really lose out on when they're not good networkers? And what do people really gain from being a better networker? Because those aren't real tangible things. Networking or collaborating are not real tangible. And you want to make it as tangible as possible. This is true for all of us, right? Whatever we're talking about, we want it to be as clear and tangible and results oriented as possible. When we only have a couple minutes, we want people to know we give results. So what is the result of being a better networker?
Sell. I mean, we're all selling something. It's a product or it's ourself because we're selling, a coaching plan or something. So it's that sell. It's money. It's our goals.
Yeah. So you could lead with, you help people get more sales instead of you help people be better networkers.
Oh, okay. See, girls, I've been doing it all wrong. It's
And you
time
may not want to, yeah, you may not want to lead with that, but the important thing to think of here is, what do they get from being a better networker? So, you could step that back if you don't really want to, some people get turned off by that a little bit. And also it's what makes you feel good, right? I'm all about you feel good and you make your potential client feel good so that it forms this relationship and this bond and everybody wins. So you might want to lead with, you help people sell more. And how you do it is through making them a better networker and helping them with collaborations. That's the how. We want to lead with what we're the end result of what we're getting for our potential client or clients.
Oh, I love that. I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Because
so
I've been spinning it in my mind and I'm like, what can I do different to get more attention? And this is the answer, I think.
yeah, and or you could lead with, people are really, some people love networking and some people hate it. And you could lead with, what's to love about networking, or just make it more interesting. How can you use words that make it interesting, exciting, desirable, and yet let them know what they're going to get.
Thank you, Marla. I think that was great.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg, but that's but something for all of us to think about. How can we make it interesting and yet be very, very clear at the same time and focus on the result, not what we do? So let's take one more. Who else has a
Tamara
message?
had her hand up. Didn't you, Tamara?
I just wanted clarification on what you said. It was you lead with, what did you say? You lead with what you are selling? Is that what you said?
You lead with the result that your client
Okay,
will
so
get.
you lead with the result that you want to give.
Yes. So if the result is they get more speaking gigs, the result could be that they have better relationships. The result could be that they're not depressed anymore. The result could be that they're going to build business relationships for working together and making more money. The result could be more sales. Any of those could, the result could be losing weight. The result could be confidence. It could be any of those things, but it's got to be something that they'll go, oh, I want that. People don't go, oh, I want networking. They say I want health, but they need to know specifically what about their health can you really help them with? Yeah. Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, one more person have a message they want to tweak a little bit. Hi, Dar. Nice to see you.
We're just on our way back home from the Niagara region watching the eclipse.
Oh, how did that go?
It was wonderful. It was overcast, but it was wonderful.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's why I hear a lot of places it was overcast. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sorry we're late. Abby's listening too. She's here.
That's okay. Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Aurelia, do you want to say what in health and wellness you lead with?
Health and wellness. I need to.
I was asking Aurelia because she mentioned earlier that that's what she works on is health and wellness. I think Dar, you do something a little different.
I haven't thought about that. I have a product that I represent, so I haven't thought about that. But I will tell you, it is an age reversal product, not rejuvenating. It actually reverses age in the body. So.
Okay. So that's very specific, right? You have a product that reverses age.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And you mentioned that and not just general health and wellness when you tell people what you do.
I don't mention that, but I should.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Okay. So one more person want to tweak their message a little bit. I'm trying to look at the chat here because you guys are so great about putting stuff in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah. Nadia, do you wanted to tweak your message?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I love to do I am a this is what I need to learn how I speak. Actually, that's in tweaking my message.
All right, so take a deep breath. Bring the elevator down from your head into your body. Take another breath. We're all here to support you.
I'm an event planner, but I don't know how to sell myself in a big audience.
Yeah. So what would you normally say? What's one of the
I
things?
use
Yeah.
I usually say name of my company and my name, and say I do events. I like I do bridal showers, baby showers, birthday parties, and all kind of a parties, whatever fun that you can think about. Fun things, I can do that for you.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's not clear enough.
Yes. It's fairly clear. Okay. But here's the thing, and I want everyone to notice this. It's what she does and how she does it, but not so much the real result people get. And for each of your businesses, there's some result. Like, Heather, I think you're in the financial world, right? Yeah. And so we've got financial, we've got health, we've got publishing, we've got, helping kids. We've got all these different things that we're helping people with. But what are they really going to get from it? What's the real benefit? And that's what you want to be the most clear on. And for you, Nadia, I know you and I have talked before about, one of the big benefits is that you really take the stress out of people planning their events, because it is very, very stressful. There's way too many details. There's way too many things that can go wrong. And that's what you would lead with is, this is the real benefit. It's not just that now you have a planned event, but it's you have an event that's going to go well, that's got a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C, and that you're going to take the stress away from them by helping them with this planning. And that, and then, you can also talk about how one of your favorite parts, you're amazing at creating gorgeous scenery and decorations and food and all of that, and bring people into the visual and the taste and all the senses. That's another way that we really bring people in and make it clear, because when we're just thinking in our heads, we're not always as clear. If we can visualize something or taste it or hear it, we're in. We totally get it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So so you're clear, but so that's not quite the issue. The issue is, how do you make it more entertaining and enticing? And what do you really give people as the benefit?
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thanks for volunteering. Yes. So let's see. Tammy, I help spiritual entrepreneurs prepare for their soulmate activation through theta healing and custom songwriting to prepare to call in their mate and create magic in their wedding event. I know you're not on camera. Are you with us, Tammy? Is it Tammy or Tammy? Tammy. She may not be here right now. So if you can hear us, and for all of us, what I just read, was that clear?
It seemed
Thumbs
like a
up.
lot. It seemed like a lot to me.
Yes, it was not at all clear to me. There was too many things in there. So, and there was also the jargon in there. So jargon takes away, even if people sort of know what it is, if they don't 100% know what it is, don't use it. So the soulmate activation, what does that mean? I know what a soulmate is, but what's soulmate activation? And the theta healing and custom songwriting, it's not clear what you're really doing. And then you talk about a wedding event, which sounds different than attracting your soulmate. So now I'm really confused. And I'm saying, hey, Tammy, I'm saying this with love and encouragement, because the more clear you are, the more you're going to really attract a lot of people. Does that make sense, Tammy? Did you kind of hear what I was saying about what I read that you put in the chat?
Yes, yes. I'm very laser specific about the kind of person I'm trying to attract. I don't want to attract somebody that just wants to find love. I want to find someone that knows what a soulmate activation is, because I don't have a lot of time. I only have one spot open for every 3 months. And so I'm very, very laser specific. So the person that I'm speaking to is going to go, oh, yeah, I want a soulmate activation. I know what that is. And yes, I want to create a magical wedding event they're going to get it. But so I just say, well, you're not my right ideal customer.
Okay.
You know, if you're not a spiritual entrepreneur, you don't know what soulmate activation or theta healing is, you're not ready for that.
That is a great point. That is a great point. So I was coming at it from not being your ideal audience and
for
saying
sure.
it's confusing. But if
for sure.
So for all of us, because this is just learning for all of us, it's all in support for all of you. If it's lingo and your audience that's listening knows exactly what you're talking about, then absolutely use the words that they would speak that make sense to them, that are going to say, yes, this is where I belong. That's great. So
for sure, yes. If I was doing an event where I'm preparing people to understand what a soulmate activation, and I was planting seeds, and I wanted to maybe do some prep work and help them with their mindset to get ready for something like that, to be prepared to work for me or work with me, then I could, like that'd be like a 5-day event or something where I'm helping people understand what that means. And that's really going back down to the soul journey, where I'm really taking people on a really long journey that I'm not ready for, I just want to work with someone who's ready.
Yes, absolutely.
Chase,
So that's good. You're clear about what you want, which is really important.
Exactly. Yes. So, and I appreciate the feedback though. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure I could find a way to make that more congruent. Somebody said, I think it was Oriala. Is that how you say that? She mentioned that, and I actually created something a little bit more clear because of what she said. So that was really helpful. You were welcome to read that. But yeah, it's down in one of the replies. But yeah, I mean, I definitely, it is a lot. It's a mouthful. So I do need to, I haven't met that person yet. That person hasn't been called in yet. So there is something there that's not calling them in yet. That's my copy, but I haven't found that person. I've been putting this offer out since August, and I haven't met that person yet. So, I mean, I'm not, it's not resonating with people obviously yet. So,
yes,
so I would love feedback on how to get it to resonate in my copy, to where, somebody's like, that's exactly what I want to buy. And then I get my client and,
Yes, that's where we want to get to. And these are good learning points for all of us, because for some of us, we're using jargon. Some of us were not. Some of us were saying things that are not clear, or using mixed messages, like LaDonna was saying, well, I don't know, it's connecting, it's networking, it's collaborating. Which one do I focus on? So, these are learning points for all of us. And it's, it's not about making anybody wrong, because like you said, there's, some things will work for one person and not for another. But these are in general points to consider, points to ponder. Are you being clear? Is it clear to everybody, or just certain people? And is that okay?
Right.
Not
clear enough to call in that person yet. So thank you. I appreciate the feedback, and for all of your feedback. That was really helpful.
Good. You're very, very welcome. All right. So let's move on to the next piece, which is the commitment piece. And we're going to do everyone will do this exercise together. So I won't put anybody on the spot, but I'd love to get some feedback afterwards. And then we can just open it up to more talking about both of these, the clarity and the commitment. But here's the thing about commitment. What I find is a lot of people are mostly committed, but they're not 100% committed. And when you absolutely are committed 100%, then really things start to happen, and it will draw in so much more, and it feels better, and you stay motivated more, totally committed to what you want. And so I just want to play with this energetically. This is, like I said, this is not normally what I talk about, but I'm highly trained in the art of presence. And some of these exercises are from the art of presence, and they're really, really helpful if you take a deep dive into them. So let's try something. Think of something that you've made a decision about that you were 100% committed to. And it could be anything from picking your kid up from school today to what you had for breakfast to something in your business. It doesn't have to be this major thing you committed to, but I want you to feel it. This is about really feeling it in your body. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just take a deep breath and relax there. And think of something, there might be a lot of them, but just pick one thing that recently you made a decision about and you were 100% committed to that decision. And I want you to picture what's happening as you're carrying out that decision. What do you see? What do you hear? How do you feel? And I want you to move that into your heart space and into your full body, into your whole torso. Really feel what it feels like to know for sure that you are committed to that decision. That was easy. It feels really good. Take another moment to just experience what it feels like to be fully committed. Yeah. And just leave that in your body. And then I want you to think of something in your business recently that you think you're committed to. It might be a goal. It might be a big idea about your business. It might be something very specific. But something that you feel like you're committed to, but you're a little unsure of it. And I want you to picture yourself doing this thing or experiencing this thing, what it looks like in bright colors, the sounds you would hear when this is happening, and how you feel about this thing that you might be committed to. And how does that feel? Does it feel the same as this other decision over there where you were 100% committed? Does it feel like you're not quite there? And there's no right or wrong, there's no judgment. It's just noticing. It's good for us to explore and notice. And just get a real sense of whether you're 100% committed, 80% committed, 50% committed. How does that feel in your body? And now I want you to put both of those things into your heart space. Bring them together into your heart space and just let them be. You don't have to think about it. Just feel what it feels like to have both of those in your heart. And take a couple deep breaths there. Yeah. And notice how it feels now. And then in a minute, just whenever you're ready, go ahead and bring your attention back to the room. But keep that in your awareness. What it felt like. Was there a difference? And did it make a difference when you put them together? Yeah. So can I hear just a couple people or several of you? I'd love to hear from all of you. What was that like? What was it like to feel the decision you were sure about? Could you notice and really sense that you were absolutely 100% committed? And then what was this other decision over here? And what did you get from that? What messages came up for you?
I'll go. So I just hired a PR coach to, like just expand my brand. And one of the things that I have wanted to do is start a podcast. I bought the domain, I bought all the equipment, and he was like, let's pause on that. Let's get you some brand recognition before we start the podcast. So I'm 100% committed to everything he's going to tell me to do, and he has told me to do. The podcast I had been unsure of for this is like year 3, probably 4, COVID. So year 4, I had been unsure of it. So then when I thought about the podcast, so when I think about my coach and working with him, I'm excited. I'm on fire. I know this is what my next step is. And then I thought about the podcast, and it was again, this burden, this feeling of burden and then I just felt it. I felt the heaviness, and I'm like, this probably isn't going to be what I do. I'll continue to guest, but having my own, at least for now.
Yeah. So, I think, did you freeze? I think you froze for a second. So this is really important because, again, the exercises I do, it's not to make everybody the same. It's not that everybody's going to get the similar thing out of it. It's so powerful because you get from it what you need. So for some people, they're going to get more committed to their second decision that they weren't quite committed to. For other people, they're going to say, no, I'm not unsure anymore, but I don't want it. It can go either way. You want it or you don't want it, but it's so much better than having it hang over your head as a burden and not be committed one way or the other. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. And when we feel things versus intellectually try and figure them out, it's much, much better. Yes. One more person want to talk about what that experience was like for you, or we can, I don't know how we're doing time-wise, LaDonna. I know we're getting close.
Yeah, we still have about 12 minutes. So yeah, let's go ahead and hear from somebody else if that's okay.
Yeah. What was that experience like for you? Did you find that there was a decision in your business that you either felt more committed or less committed, or just you felt like you really got that you're not 100% committed because you felt the difference between the two?
Heather, we haven't heard from you tonight. So do you have anything that you would like to jump in here? You knew I was going to do that, Heather.
Of course you were. The first thing when we started, I went to making dinner because I'm committed to making dinner for my family every day. And that's an easy peasy thing to do, right? It's like, I'm going to barbecue and make hamburgers for supper tonight. I thought there was the eclipse today, so it was perfect time to do hamburgers outside. And then when I switched over to business, it was just like, although I got excited, it was a completely different feel than how I make dinner. And it's just like, I need the peace that I find with making meals for my family, the same feel towards my business. Although it was exciting, it was still the fact that I need to just, I don't know, but it was a very different feel. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. And this is really an important thing to know about ourselves, right? It's like we think, oh, I'm committed. Of course I'm committed. But when you feel the difference between something you are sure you're committed to and something else, and you see there is a difference, then it's good to know that maybe there's something you haven't fully committed and fully decided on what you're going to do or how you're going to do it. There's something there that's missing, and that awareness is very powerful. Yes. So what you do from here, if you were in my courses, then I would go through a much more deeper dive of now what. But this is just something I thought was really important for people to, for you guys to just experience that this is important. The clarity and decision making is so important for the success of your business and your personal life. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Heather. That was great. One more person want to say what that was like for you?
I'd like to, if no one else will speak, then I'd like to mention something for me.
Yeah.
Again, as I mentioned, I love the human body, and LaDonna is a witness to this because she did my coaching a few years ago or so. But at any rate, for me, and this is something that I saw my mom do, I'm committed, and then someone says something and it drops, and then someone else says something and it drops. So that's not really commitment. There's something there that it's so easy to give in. I think it's a pattern. What do you have to say about that? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, absolutely. And we've all experienced this, so you are not alone. This is something that happens to all of us to different degrees and at different times, but it means you're not 100% committed. You're committed, but not 100%. And it makes a difference because when you're committed 100%, it doesn't matter what other people say.
Right.
But
So
a lot of us.
How do I get to the 100% commitment?
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter who, no matter the clips, the naughty clips, what other people think, what they, because everybody's going to have their opinion, and you know what they say about opinions.
Yeah. Exactly. We're brought up from birth to care about what other people say about us and to listen to what other people say about us. We listened to our parents, whatever they told us, we listened, our grandparents, whatever, and then our peers after that. And we're taught to do that. And then we form our own critical voices too from that. But that's a habit that can be unlearned. And the stronger your desire is, the stronger your commitment and decision making is, the less you're going to be affected by other people. I also do other exercises. There's an exercise I do that's disentangling from other people's energy, and how to do that from an energetic perspective. Again, it's not intellectual or talking about something,
Right.
but I take you through this experience where you really get how to do that. And very, very, very important. It's important in your personal relationships, in your relationship with yourself, and in your business relationships. So sort of something we can't do right now, but just know that it's a great observation that you made, that this is what happens. And then the next step is, how do I get over it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It could also be that that's not the case in my case, that this isn't for me, but sometimes it happens because of that, because something really isn't for you. But I've tried to, it's really odd. Not odd. It's something, because I tried to get away from health and health coaching, but I'm right back in the health field because I think I love the human body too much. And I have too much appreciation for the divine creation that it is. And I bring in the spiritual aspect too, because that's important. We're all spiritual. So I'm definitely approaching things differently this time.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I'd love to hear more about, why you got away from it and what motivated you and what motivated you to come back and all of that. So that would be, time for a longer discussion, because that's fascinating to me and probably would be very helpful. I do have longer program. I do one-on-one coaching, but I always twist people's arms to do my group coaching, because it is so valuable to be exposed to a lot of people, just like we are here. We all learn something from each other. Right. So, I'm going to teach you a lot of stuff, but you can really learn from each other. And that's so valuable. And it's valuable, what I call, to be witnessed. And I know I call you guys out there, and sometimes LaDonna will call you out a little bit, but it's so valuable to be witnessed and not keep things to yourself. It's so validating. It's so empowering to be witnessed. That's what happens in the group coaching program. So I love what I do. I'd love to work with each of you. You know, I actually have a program that's starting tomorrow, but it's amazing. And it's all of these exercises and some psychology and then a lot of speaking practice. Yeah. So any questions about the clarity or the commitment, clarity of message, clarity of what you want, commitment, any questions before we wrap it up? Because I could go on and do more, but I know we are getting out of time. But we have time for a couple more minutes. Okay, good.
Well, I know my clarity is reading. Writing is secondary to reading. I've discovered that. And I'm comfortable with that, you know, and it took me a long time to get there. Because I've tried some of everything, because I have an interest in so many different things, and I've tried those different things. But I'm like, what's her name? Aurelia. I get excited, I'm on high, and then I drop because I don't have anything that holds me to it. So this was very helpful. I thank you so much for your presentation today.
Oh, you're so welcome, Dr. LaDonna. I love seeing you. I've seen you a few times, and I just love seeing you and your energy. And yeah, I mean, we all struggle with clarity. We all struggle with commitment. And, you know, I think a lot of us are just struggling in general, you know, even on a small level. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, we're a mess. No, not at all. You guys are here. You're participating. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're building a business. You're not, you know, moping around. You're great. You're amazing. And I applaud you for that. And we all struggle with a lot of these things. So it's great to talk about them because we don't often get the chance, right? That's why, you know, I said, sometimes I just teach. And other times I just feel such a need to just, you know, to just be real with people and say, you know, what's going on in your life and how can we make it better?
Absolutely, Marla. And I love human connection, human reflection, and connecting with humans, not robots. You know, sometimes we're just in a class like a robot, just absorbing everything. We hope we're absorbing everything. But we know that we will absorb more if we have action, interaction, reactions. Action is the key word there. You know, we like to see things moving and hustling. I put in the chat a group photo of us. If you would, please take that photo or any photo that you want. If you just want to screenshot yourself or a couple of you, go ahead and go to your social media and let people know where you've been the last hour of your life. What have you learned? What was amazing about something that just really fired you up today? You know, what was like that moment? I know that. I knew that. Why haven't I been doing that? You know, and why didn't I, you know, for me, like, why didn't I ask Marla that question I asked her months ago? I know how to get a hold of Marla, but it was just swishing around in my mind. Maybe I need to change things up, but I didn't. So it just, you never know when that light bulb is going to flick, you know? So go ahead and put it out on your social media. And for the ones of you that's already a member in our membership group, go there and post it there as well, because as you can see, all of the members are not here tonight. So they will want to hear about what is going on. And it'll take me a couple of days to get the recording over there. Thank you so very much, Marla. Thank you so very much. You always bring your game on to us. Everyone save the chat. And I hope that you will all join us on Thursday. Jocelyn will be here, and she will be our guest speaker on Thursday, Throwback Thursday. So see you all on Thursday, I hope, and have a beautiful week.
Thank you, everyone. Great to see you all.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good evening.